Okay, well, let's talk about some other visual supports that we use then. Here are some examples of other visual supports that we use in our programs. I'm going to go through these. Weight cards. So this is a weight card. That said, it certainly doesn't have to look like this. This is just how we choose to make ours. It's just a piece of paper that's laminated and it says weight on it. Let me tell you the story of this kid in the picture. So the first day this kid came to the swim program, he must have essentially gotten loose from his mom in the change room. He screamed out of the change room like running along the pool deck and jumped in the deep water and did not know how to swim. So the lifeguards jumped in after him, like full, getting him out of the pool. You know, so mom comes out and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe like he got away from me, blah, 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 like really panicked. And we said, don't worry, we're gonna come up with a plan so that we really, really, really work on for him. The first skill is, you know, instructor gets in first, this is where we get in, you don't get in until I tell you you can get in, kind of thing. So the way we chose to focus on that was with a weight card. So this essentially becomes his entry ticket to the pool. So the next lesson, when we know he's coming in, for one thing, now the support worker knows, so she's standing at the door of the change room, just in case he gets away from mom, right? Mom's got him this time, got him kind of by the hand, okay? And we meet him, we say, great to see you, so-and-so, we're gonna swim today. Okay, first you need to wait, right? Give him the card, one person on each side, walk over, okay, good waiting, you're waiting so well, good waiting, good waiting, good waiting, all the way over to the ladder. Okay, good waiting, you're doing great. Okay, keep waiting, stand here, wait. First teacher gets in, right? So then the instructor gets in, mom's still holding on to him at the side, right? And then we say, okay, give me your weight. Waiting is all done, your turn, right? And really make sure that he gets in the right way. And then, yay, you did such a good job waiting today. And we can keep practicing that. So we can get out, come out the ladder again. Okay, oh, good job, you're waiting, right? Stands at the edge of the pool. Okay, teacher first. Teacher gets in, give me the card. Good waiting, your turn, hop in. So we did that a lot. Like, that's all we worked on for a while until he could wait at the side until the teacher got in first without someone physically holding onto his hand and making sure that he didn't jump in first. So, huge. Lifesaver, literally. So other ways you can use the weight card, though, could be much simpler than that. So if you've got a kid in drills, right, and maybe they're waiting in a line for their chance to do a certain activity station or even just like, you know, kick the ball or whatever, you teach them like, okay, this is like your ticket, right? You're waiting, good job waiting. The other thing we teach kids sometimes is 2 hands on the weight card. Because guess what? If my 2 hands are on the weight card, then I can't be getting in everyone else's face, right? Which is kind of nice. 2 hands on the weight card, good job, good job, good job. Okay, it's your turn, go for it, okay? So this just makes waiting a little bit more tangible because waiting is so abstract, right? So when we give them this, it's like, okay, waiting means you wait, you stand right here in this circle or in this hula hoop or on this dot or whatever it is, hold your weight card, and then we'll come get it from you, okay? So busy kids, where waiting needs to be a concrete action, helpful. As an extra visual for kids with limited language, helpful. Really, like we've used it with kids in pools when they're waiting their turn to go up the slide and they're trying to push past the other kids, really helpful, right? Just make it a tangible thing that we need to do. So again, other types of visual cues that you might use in your program. Sky is the limit, totally. It's an endless based on your own creativity. Here's a simple picture of her really illustrating to this kid where she wants him to jump in. You know, I've done lots of sneaky things with kids where you sort of gradually shuffle the hula hoop so they're jumping in deeper and deeper water. In the skate programs, certainly drawing on the ice, showing the obstacle course. You know, we got to go around like this, around like this, around like this. Here's another one where this kid is not holding his glide for long enough. So, okay, what can I do? Instead of just saying to him, you need to hold your glide for longer, I'm going to show him how long I want it to go. So you need to glide all the way through the hoop, right? So the more you can show tangibly what you want, the better. These are really cool. Does anybody have a set of these? Oh, I'm jealous. So they're expensive. That's the one thing. We don't have any. Maybe we'll get some though. So spot markers are just like dots, arrows, stars. They're like little mats that you can put all around wherever. So if you're working in a gym and you want the kids to all see where to stand to start the activity, you just put these out like this. If you've got kids who stand too close to each other in line, you could put the dots along the floor, arm distance apart, so that they can't stand too close anymore. You can show the arrows of which way the obstacle course goes. You could have jump from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 all laid out on the ground. I just think they're super cool. In our programs, we've kind of gotten around this by, like, for example, in soccer 1, we do this drill a lot where the soccer balls are all laid out in the center of the gym. Each one is on a pylon, a little like yellow cone. And then the kids stand next to an orange pylon. So it's very visually clear. Like you start here, you run, you kick the ball, that's the activity, right? But showing them where to stand, how far along you want them spaced out, that kind of thing. Here's a visual cue for keeping this group together. We had this event called Sports Day last year. I'm not positive we're going to run it again this year, hopefully, but it was unbelievable. We had the Lions, the Whitecaps, the Canucks, and the Canadians, each running an activity station. We had about 100 kids in the event, and they all got to go from station to station and try these different activities with the players, which was pretty unreal. But I was paired up with this group for the day, and these are all like 4, 5-year-old kids. And we had a ratio of like 2 or 3 to 1 staff, which is way, I don't know why, but it was way lower than most of our programs. So we started using these hoops. So when we wanted the kids to move from activity to activity, we would all gather our little teams, we would all hold onto the hoop, and we would walk over together. So helpful, right? Just keeping your little group together. Use the hoops with kids when you want them to sit in a certain spot, right? Like everyone, we're sitting with a group, this is your spot. Some of our kids need an identified break area. So a spot where they can go, where they know no one is gonna bug you here, right? This is like your quiet, safe spot where you can go if you're feeling you need a break, go take a break, that's fine. Here's your separate area. You could mark that with a hula hoop, you could mark it with nothing, a little spot, you can mark it with whatever you want, right? Even just a separate spot on the bench. Visual cues. There's a book called Tasks Galore that we have in our provincial resource library. It's awesome for this stuff. It's just like picture after picture after picture of how to use visual cues when you're working with groups. So I highly encourage you to have a look at that at some point. So I don't know if you can see the picture on the cover. It's the kid sitting in the hula hoops. Okay. We got about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to take a break. First 10 more minutes, then lunch. Okay. So visual schedules, I like them personally. I think the reason I like them is because I am so heavily reliant on my own personal visual schedule. I don't know about you. It's called iCal. It's in my phone. It tells me every day where I'm supposed to be. Without it, I am lost. Without it, I have my own temper tantrums and meltdowns. Okay? So I don't have any problem in any setting with showing people what's going to happen. I think that we know it's a characteristic of autism that, they really thrive on routine, predictability, etc. I just find that it's one of these why wouldn't you do that kind of things. I also like them because I think they help the instructor overview their whole, you should have a lesson plan, and they kind of look at the whole thing, and they're going to make sure that they've got lots of fun activities, and if there's anything that's more challenging for the kids, that it's followed by something that's really fun. So visual schedules can look really different depending on the program, the activity, the age of the kids. It doesn't have to be little pictures like this. Not at all. You do not have to make little pictures like this. It could just be words. It could be photos. In our FIT program, we had one participant who had an individual visual schedule on his iPad, which was essentially a saved photo album that had short videos of each activity that he did in the gym. So he would open the album, press play on the first video, it would show him treadmill or something, and then with 5 on it. He could watch it, remind himself, okay, that's treadmill, it's obviously not 5 minutes long, it's 10 seconds long, okay? Goes to the treadmill, does it. Flip, what's the next in my schedule? Shoulder press. Play, oh yeah, shoulder press, looks like this, right? So he watches the video, goes to the station, does the activity, switch. That's a visual schedule, right? So anything that shows the sequence of activities you need the kid to do is a visual schedule. It doesn't have to be You know, they can look all different ways. I just want to reassure you that it doesn't have to be those little picture icons. You can grab your own images off the net, whatever you want to do, okay? I like it because I really find with, especially certain kids, it really brings their anxiety down. Just to know what's going to happen is huge, just huge for them. Even if there's things in there that are hard for them, if they know and they can see that, okay, well, it's going to happen here, but then this other thing happens, their anxiety just comes way, way down. It's nice if you want something to refer in terms of the expectations. So, well, look, like hot tub comes at the end. So if the kid is constantly being like, when do I get to go to the hot tub? When do I get to the hot tub? You can say like, well, check the schedule. And the schedule is this thing that's separate from you. So it's not like, well, Stephanie said that you can't have the hot tub to the end. It's like, no, the schedule says you can't have the hot tub till the end. And you would be surprised how well that works with younger kids. Okay, I'm gonna skip that because we're running out of time. I'll just tell you this little story. Maybe I'll tell you while it's running. So this little guy, they had him sitting on the edge like that for like 20 minutes. Come on, let's get in the water. Look at all these fun toys, blah, 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 blah. And then Caitlin finally says, you know what, I'm just gonna show him and see if he gets in. And he did. So like, time to get in the water. Oh, okay. Actually jumps in. Now, does he look comfortable? No. Does he look relaxed? No. But this is his first time actually in the water. And can we get out now? Sure, we can get out. No problem. Right? Gee, I don't know if you caught the look of disbelief on Caitlin's face, but we were all sitting around like, I don't know, like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're trying to get him to go in. We don't wanna force him and be like, go, kind of thing. So we're playing all our tricks with bringing the toys out and trying to get him to come out and all this kind of thing. Eventually, let's just show him on the schedule. Time to get in the water. Oh, okay. And he starts like adjusting himself in. And he, you know, it's gonna take some time for him to feel comfortable in the water, but just because he saw it on the schedule, he was willing to get in. So they can be powerful things with some kids. So the only thing I'll add to this is that I find visual schedules work better when they're interactive. So what I mean by that is, don't just post the list and leave it there for the class. It should be kind of like, okay guys, like this is all done. Now it's time for this, kind of between each activity. So you have those frequent check-ins as to where we are. If you just post it, don't expect it to work like magic. Countdown strips, which you saw in the video, excellent for kind of stretching expectations. So you finally got the kid to agree to do a back float. Now, okay, now we're gonna do 2 back floats, right? Good, you did it. Showing and just slowly increasing expectations. Will it come to a time where you don't need this? Sure it will, for lots of kids. But getting them slowly building up to be able to do more and more